Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you very much for joining us on the programme today. And in the studio to talk football, Alan Ruff and Barry Ferguson. And of course, on a day like today, which is filled with sadness, emotion and of course tributes flooding in for the sad passing of Fernando Ricksen.
Fernando Ricksen started and ended his football career with Dutch side Fortuna Sittard. During his 19-year professional career, he also played for AZ Alkmaar and Zenit St. Petersburg. But it is his 6 years spent at Ibrox with Rangers that he's remembered with great fondness in Scotland. Capped 12 times for the Netherlands, Ricksen's energetic, no-nonsense style of defending endeared him to the Rangers' support. Signed by Dick Advocaat in 2000, he won every domestic honour in Scotland, which included 2 Premier League titles, 2 Scottish Cups and 3 Scottish League Cups. He won the treble with Rangers in 2003 under the then manager Alex McLeish and captained the team to a double in 2005. In that year, Ricksen was named joint PFA Player of the Year alongside Celtic striker John Hartson. Fernando was reunited with his old boss Dick Advocaat in 2006 when he left Rangers to join Russian outfit Zenit St. Petersburg. The Dutch defender spent 3 years with Zenit, winning the Premier League, Russian Super Cup and the UEFA Cup in 2008, ironically defeating Rangers in the final in Manchester. He returned to the Netherlands to finish his career with Fortuna Sittard and was sadly diagnosed in October 2013 with motor neuron disease. Fernando Ricksen was inducted into the Rangers Hall of Fame in 2014, and in a show of support by the fans, over 41,000 packed into Ibrox for a tribute game in 2015 to raise funds for his family to care for him and also for the charity MND Scotland. On the 18th of September, Rangers Football Club announced that Fernando Ricksen had passed away at the age of just 43. Off the field, Fernando battled against motor neuron disease and raised awareness of the need to find a cure just as passionately as he played on the field. His place in Rangers history is secure, and the fans' show of support in life and in death is a measure of how greatly he will be missed.
Fernando Ricksen, who sadly passed away this morning. The news will come as a shock and a blow to many, but the people that were very close to him were probably dreading this day. What's your memories of him, and how would you like to react to that news, Barry?
Well, first of all, it's obviously sad and devastating news. I got a phone call from one of my ex-teammates telling us what happened. So first and foremost, a sad day. It's been a long, hard, brave battle for him the last 6 years. It's been a tough one. But look, as a player, he was a good player. He had a good character about him, Fernando. When he first came over, my first memories is he struggled the first 2 or 3 months. But after that, it's easy for players to fade away, but he had that bit about him, that bit of fighting spirit, which has showed in the last 6 years through his illness. So, yeah, it's a tough one to take, but it's been a long struggle for him the past 6 years, and certainly the last few months it's been hard to watch him suffer. So no, overall it's been a real sad day, not just for his ex-teammates, but for the Rangers fans and also for supporters round about Scotland.
Yeah, and as you will probably realise as the news filtered through, there were more than a few tributes coming in, especially over at Ibrox. We sent our reporter out there, Gabriel Antoniazzi, to reflect the mood of fans, not just of Rangers, but of all clubs.
It's a very sad day here with the news that Fernando Ricksen has passed away after losing a battle with motor neurons disease aged 43. Not only a sad day here, but across the entire football community here in Scotland, over in his native Holland and for all of the clubs he played for. Rangers manager Steven Gerrard has just spoken to us. He's wished all the condolences to Fernando Ricksen's family from everyone here at Ibrox. Now, when Fernando Ricksen was diagnosed with MND, he was only given 18 months left to live, but he fought on for 6 years. he raised awareness and thousands of pounds for charities, and he meant much to people around here. I spoke to a few earlier.
I was eating breakfast with my wife and seen it, and I just stopped. Like, Ricksen was actually the first player that ever got in the back of my shirt. One of my earliest memories of him was scoring at Parkhead against Celtic, so it's a massive shock.
Very, very heartbreaking what he's been through the last few years. He's probably in a better place now. Very sad today for Glasgow Rangers Football Club.
He'll always be remembered to you as a legend. A legend, fantastic man, gave 100% for Rangers. And of course all the staff and the players and everybody else at Ibrox, the fans, is all behind his family at this very sad time and day.
It will be an emotional night here at Ibrox tomorrow, where Fernando Ricksen will be forever remembered.
Yeah, the gates of Ibrox, I'm almost certain, Robbie, will be covered in scarves as the tributes continue to flow in through the night and, of course, ahead of the game against Feyenoord. I think Barry touched on Fernando Ricksen, the player, but that 6-year battle was something that he was determined to raise the awareness of it, to try and find a cure, which, again, like so many other diseases, you know, you want people to get a bit of money behind it, and he certainly raised more than a few quid.
Yeah, he was very brave in putting himself out there. A lot of people like to deal with that kind of illness privately, but he wasn't up for that. He wanted to be out there meeting people, organising dinners, functions, games, and raising money and awareness more than anything else. So it just shows you that although we're all footballers, we're personal feelings as well for personal things in life. And I think he showed that in abundance.
Yeah, I think Fernando Ricksen's passing puts football in perspective. This is a human being that his physicality as a player was not in question. I thought he was one of those athletes that really could put in the miles in a game. You know, I think I heard Alex McLeish earlier today talking about the fact that if you talk about athletes nowadays, he would have been able to match them for the miles that he covered on a park, Barry.
Yeah, that was one of the things that struck me when Dick Advocaat signed him, was his fitness levels. He was always at the front of the group in the running drills that we'd done. I mean, he had good ability, but the biggest and best attribute that Fernando had was his fitness levels were sky high. He could get up and down that right back area, or he either played in the middle of the park as well, which he was a bit of a battling ram in there. Get into people's faces. So he could play a number of positions, which is good for a modern day footballer.
And over and above that, Rangers released a statement to inform everyone of his sad passing. And of course, Stuart Robertson released a statement on behalf of the club just to convey the sadness surrounding his passing as well. Everyone connected with Rangers will be distressed by Fernando's passing. He fought so bravely against a terrible illness, and our thoughts are with his family. Fernando will never be forgotten by his teammates or Rangers fans. His place in our history is secured. And no surprise, in moments like this, the city comes together. This is a statement released on behalf of Celtic Football Club. Everyone at Celtic would like to extend their most sincere and heartfelt sympathies and condolences to the family of Fernando Ricksen following today's news that he has passed away. Fernando was part of Scottish football for a number of years, and for him to be taken so young is a huge tragedy. He fought a terrible condition with such courage, and we should all admire and respect the inspirational way in which he tackled the challenge which he faced. He showed immense bravery throughout. Our thoughts and prayers, and of course, they're all with Fernando's family and friends at such a difficult time. Well, that was, again, a heartfelt tribute to Fernando Ricksen, and of course, that will continue undoubtedly over the course of this week. And nothing better, I think, than Steven Gerrard and the Rangers side to go out there against Feyenoord and maybe get a good victory in front of what is sure to be a sellout crowd as a tribute to Fernando. The manager, Steven Gerrard, was speaking ahead of that game and obviously paid tribute to Fernando Ricksen.
Yeah, very, very sad news for everyone connected to the club. More importantly, his young family. You know, so on behalf of the club, I would like to pay tribute. You know, he was a fantastic player. He had a decorated career. I think he played with his heart on his sleeve. He was that type, and I think that was epitomised when he was taken ill in 2013. I think he was given 18 months to live at the time, and he's fought ever so hard up to this point. So I think that sums up the character, the warrior type on the pitch and off the pitch. But we certainly send our condolences to his young family.
Yeah, it would be a fitting tribute, Barry, if Rangers could go out there and put on a bit of style. Ironically, it's against the Dutch side in Feyenoord.
Yeah, it would be a fitting tribute if Rangers could go out and get that first victory in the Europa League group stages. I think it's possible. I think Rangers could go and do it, but it is, as you says, it's funny how things happen. Rangers are playing at home against a Dutch team, so hopefully Rangers could go out and do Fernando proud. Yeah,
there's three elements to this Fernando Ricksen story. I think the tremendous spirit, fighting, courage that he displayed, and of course the awareness of the disease in motor neuron disease, which he fought so gallantly against for 6 years. Then of course there's Fernando the player, but there's another element to this which I think a lot of teammates, he endeared himself to them, because let's not forget, as someone passes, I always think there's a necessity to show a celebration of the life. And if you were thinking about somebody you wanted to go out and have a party with, he was at the forefront of it because he was a character.
Yeah, he'd be at the top of the list. That's for sure. He enjoyed the night out. He was, as I says, he was in the dressing room. He was crazy. He was a bit of a pest. I don't think he would mind me saying that. He was up to no good all the time. But also in team nights out, he could be a pest as well, in a good way. But look, he was that type of guy. He loved to be running about his teammates. I think that's when he was at his happiest, when he was running about all us and at the training ground. So, but certainly there's a few stories I could tell about when and a few nights out, but sorry it can't be told in camera.
Yeah, absolutely. Save it for the book. I have to say, Ruffy, everybody's got their own personal memories of him. It's lucky for me that you get that chance at the end of each season to host the PFA Player of the Year Awards. And in my abiding memory, of course, they shared the award in 2005. And then only a couple of years ago, on the 40th anniversary of the PFA Awards, all the previous winners were up on the stage, had a chance to chat to them all. And the standing ovation for Fernando Ricksen will live with me forever. It was an emotional time. His family, the Rangers supporters who were in the audience, the ex-players, the current players in the Scottish Premiership were all there to a man and women up on their feet. And the really touching part of that night was the fact that Fernando was a joint winner in 2005 with John Hartson. And John Hartson paid a lovely heartfelt tribute to a fellow professional and, of course, a human being.
Yeah, and that's what football is about. It's a very close-knit family when things like this happen. And when the standing ovation came, I don't think it wasn't for what he'd done in football. It was because of the person, and what he'd been putting himself through. So I think that's what I got from that night, that everybody really appreciated, what him and his family were going through for the years that he had it, and everybody was just glad to see him, that he was still with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to everyone for the tributes we've had across all our social media outlets on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram. And some of the tweets that have come out, not only from fans, but of course some of the football players that played against him and with him. Here, of course, is Feyenoord and their tweet towards Fernando Ricksen. We'd like to express our sincere condolences to the family, loved ones and friends of Fernando Ricksen, and to the Rangers family. May Fernando rest in peace. Two players that played against him, John Hartson, I mentioned, sorry to hear Fernando Ricksen has passed away, fought till the end. My thoughts are with his family and friends. And such sad and upsetting news to hear the passing of Fernando Ricksen. Thoughts go out to his family. That's Chris Sutton. And Peter Lovenkrands, a teammate of Barry's. You looked after me when we signed at Rangers together, taking me back and forward to training because I didn't have a car. Great memories on and off the pitch. A true warrior and leader on the pitch. You'll be truly missed. Rest in peace, my friend. That's from Peter Lovenkrands and Nacho Novo. Sad news, my friend, my best friend, a role model, always a fighter. Love you to bits. rest in peace. I will see you soon, brother. And no surprise that Fortuna Sittard have released a tweet. Today we received the sad news that Fernando Ricksen died at the age of 43. We wish all surviving relatives strength in this difficult time. Warrior, rest in peace. And I think his career, when you look back, he started at Fortuna Sittard and he ended it at Sittard before a couple of months later announcing that he had this terrible debilitating disease. On behalf of everyone on Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, our condolences to the family and of course the great sadness that surrounds Rangers Football Club at this time. I'm sure the respects to him over the next week will be huge, and no surprise to that. Fernando Ricksen, rest in peace. Football, it goes on, and we'll talk about Rangers in Europa League action coming up next, as well as Rennes against Celtic. But first of all, we'll continue giving you a chance to win yourself a PLZ soccer team shirt in the colours of your favourite team in our quiz. Well, I already mentioned, Ruffy, that it would be a fitting tribute if Rangers could put on a performance against Feyenoord. These are the games at home that I think are crucial in the group stages. Yeah, they certainly are, and it's a time to test yourself against better oppositions, and you would like to think Rangers and Celtic can rise to the occasion. This will be a better side than I would like to think than we've got in our Premier League, so it'll be a tough one, but Rangers have shown in European football, particularly at home, with that support behind them, they can pull out some big results. Prediction? I'm going to go for Rangers to win 2-1. Barry?
Yeah, I think under the lights, back in Europe, full house, I think Rangers should have enough. I don't think Feyenoord are the same they have been the last few years. But there'll still be a decent team, but I'm taking Rangers to win. Yeah, but again, you know, you can speculate to your heart's content on the standard of various leagues across Europe. Rennes against Celtic. French sides can prove to be a thorn in your side in European competition. I would imagine, would Neil Lennon be happy to get out of there with a point? Yeah, they're a decent team. They've got good players, Rennes. I think they're sitting second top of the league at this moment in time, so that shows you what kind of strength they've got. But look, I watched Celtic 2 weeks ago in that Old Firm game, and that was away from home, and a massive game, a big derby. If Celtic can produce that sort of performance, I think they can come back with a point, if not 3 points. Ruffy, prediction? I think it's a tough one. This team have beaten Paris Saint-Germain, which means they've got quality on their side. Defensively, I don't think they're particularly hot, so I agree with you. I think a draw would be a good result over there. Yeah, I know you agree with me, but is that your prediction? One each. One each. Baz? I'll go for a draw as well. Okay. Just before we finish the programme, Ruffy, you're back at the centre of our thoughts because Gary Caldwell's been sacked. Yeah, this afternoon. It took me a wee bit of surprise. I know the season hasn't been a good one in the league. You know, they've got a quarter-final tie against Celtic in the League Cup. I personally thought he'd brought in a better quality of player, but obviously hasn't happened for him. There was a supporters meeting on Monday night. The three supporters trusts wanted to meet the new board to see where they were taking the club, and this has happened after that. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it and who's made the decision. Is it the new owners or is it the board? I think that'll come out in time, but I feel sorry for Gary. I don't think we like to see managers getting sacked so early in the season. Yeah, you know, when there's a pause when you're delivering a sentence, Ruffy, you worry me when you said there was a supporters meeting and the three supporters pause trust. I thought, wow, the three fans have all got together. No, we have three supporters. We have a fans, we have a trust, and there's another organisation. They met the board to see what direction the club was going in on Monday night, and I think there's something going to be released in the AGM next week.
Okay, there you are, Partick Thistle fans. You've heard it here first. It's been an emotional day for Rangers fans and, of course, supporters of football with the loss of Fernando Ricksen. It's been one of those programmes where I think it's only right and proper that we pay a fitting tribute to Fernando Ricksen and, of course, offer our condolences to his family and all of his friends as well. From Ruffy, from Barry Ferguson and from myself, Peter Martin, thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.